Hello, good day to everyone again. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here I'm actually into the garden, um, preparing a short video. I just set up my sprinklers. I actually have them watering because we are experiencing some hot sun for some weeks now after the rain has given us a very nice shower. So actually today what I did, instead of having my loose space into my garden, one of the tricks which I actually used is that if you can really watch closely to the drain, you're gonna see some things like dashings. So actually what I did between the melons, I actually placed some dashings also between them. So the extra spaces which I have, I stick one here, I put one here. So actually if you have a garden and it is flourishing very nice and it actually has the potential, what it takes to actually fool the garden, then I recommend you do it the way I do it. Between every species, you can put dashings, tanias, even plantains. Um, Maybe I may run into passion fruits. I'm not too sure as yet, but I got a tree which I'm going to be killing. I'm going to be taking out that big tree here. That big mango tree which actually blocks some light. We had actually backed the tree. So I'm going to leave this tree there to continue the cycle. And oh, we have another mango up there. So because I have my other partner which is in the garden over there, he hasn't got much sunlight as I am actually getting here. I decided that we could get rid of the tree together so that it can supply the both of us. Because in this country, persons don't really process mangoes. I think I had said that in most of my videos. Grenada doesn't have actually um, any instrument to process mangoes. So the mangoes actually comes and go every year. You may sell a few, you may suck a few, but other than that, no big set of progress is taking place with the mangoes like starch, copeland, um, long. Some persons use them to make stews and stuff like that, but on a big processing scale, I could say actually 89% of the mango is actually wasted in Grenada, so there is no actual um, light with mangoes. So mango just come, just go. When you feel to suck a mango, you suck a mango. When you feel to actually kill a mango tree, you kill it, and that's just how it is here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be replacing that tree. It's a tree that's been there over years now. Okay, um, it's a very big tree. I trimmed it once to actually get plants to start off, but now it's actually getting really gigantic, and I can't trim them now because I have my other plants there, which can be destroyed from the branches. So I decided to let that tree stay off, and then I'm going to maintain this tree here, okay? So that the mango is not going to die out, it's going to be still there, it's going to still stay, okay? So that's how it is in the garden here now. It is really windy today, and I know when it's actually that windy, we don't get enough rain because the breeze is going to blow up all the clouds to the mountains, and the rain is going to be actually hard to fall. Only if it comes from down the way to the Grenville side, we're going to get some rain. But other than this, it's going to actually ship the rain away all the way to the top of the mountains. So as I said, if you have a piece of garden, you can actually do multiple pieces of things with it. Okay, as I have a plantain tree here, as you can see, I believe this plantain tree I've gotten the best caring. It still kind of rocky, so I'm gonna have to put a prop. But if you look closely up there, you're gonna see it's actually about to throw off its planting. Okay, so that's another plant I actually have coming up, and this is really funny and ridiculous. That's why I actually tell persons to, if you're doing crops, you do things like planting trees. Okay, you do. These are the faster bearing crops you can actually make a money from if you're doing long-term crops. The reason why I actually have more figs here, well, the majority of the figs and less plantains, is because plantain trees in Grenada you have to buy them. Okay, and as I said, when I started this farm, I have gotten most of the plants for free from someone that I actually knew. But now, as the plantain tree actually is strewn. For instance, I'm going to use the other one up there for a better example, okay? So for instance, as I was saying, with this planting tree here, how I'm going to actually get more plants to fill my planting trees, if you're actually wondering, you don't need to wonder about that. You're going to get the rest of the plants from here, okay? So if you actually look carefully, you're going to see there's a small one here. There is a big one right here. There's another one here. And actually you get more plants from your trees when you actually continue giving them the mold, okay? You're going to break the edges and you're going to fill the soil closer to the plant and mold it up as how you will mold up any other short-term crops or peas or corn or whatever it is. So it's going to set up more suckers for you. Actually this plant here, when I planted this plant, I had actually had more of my fig trees, and all the other trees actually already down onto the ground, okay? So they were actually filled with figs, and ever since it's actually going on maybe a year now. Well, maybe 9, 10 months, close to a year now, and I haven't got one production from a fig as yet. So the fig plants actually take longer to actually throw off the fruit and get going. So that's why I am actually planting majority plantings now. So if you can watch here, this is a planting tree, this is a planting tree. I have another one in the back there, you may not be able to see it, it's in the back of the tree. This is another planting. I have another planting here coming up also. This one up there is a planting also. That's a fig. That's 2 plantings there. So what I'm going to be doing, majority on the top, I have plantings, majority on the top. So what I'm doing is actually, I am trying to get rid of the figs bit by bit, and I'm going to introduce the plantings, because that's the faster chewing, that's the faster money making in the long-term crops, okay? So the planting is going to chew, it's going to get ready, it's going to go. This one is going to come and chew and get ready, maybe together with those figs which I actually have down there. So the plantings actually tend to grow quicker, chew faster. And with the dry season, as I said, I don't want a dry season to overtake my production here. So that's why I have the water set up, and I'm going to be sprinkling every other 2 days, every 3 days of water, together with the melons, the dashings, and also the plantain and the figs. So if you actually like my channel and you actually want to get into more farming on a daily basis, I will recommend you actually do crops like this. So when you do these crops, you have less attention, as I am right now. I can make videos upon videos. I can lie down here, I can bring a bed here, I can take a nap here, I can do whatever I want without having to pull a single cutlass or a hoe or a fork and actually come here and start working, because actually I have everything already produced for me. So with my dashings, as you see my dashings between my plantings, when the melons removed, the dashings is going to take the place. And as I reach here with my dashings, they have stopped right here. I'm going to go right up with the dashings, okay? So as I've cleaned the first area here, make sure that the area is cleaned. Make sure it's actually good. But then I'm going to be making a replacement very soon. And this is going to take planting and dashings. So in 6 to 8 months, when I'm going to be reaping figs, plantings, I'm going to be getting dashings maybe a month before or a month after, based on how my first crop goes out and I actually sell, and then my second crop comes in and then I actually sell. So it may fall in cases also like where both my plantings and my dashings are actually ready at the same time, and I get the time to actually eat them out. So that's how you look at it for the long-term parts and aspects of farming. You want to actually make sure that you do a two crop fold, that which you're going to be getting a massive production out of. So by the dashings, I sell them by the pounds, and I have over 100 dashings. If I don't get the good production from it, which is going to be big dashings, I may get small dashings, not too small but reasonable size. These are going to come together and make the weight which I may actually looking for. And with my first crop, I can know whether I actually did something wrong or not, based on the production of what I actually grew. So So I can tell myself actually in the next section that I could try using a better technique to get the dashings production more actually more bigger, more heavier, and maybe I can go for something like one dashing to weigh a pound, and I can actually try my best to get that production. So other than this garden is actually, I can say, it's on the merge, it's on the way of getting itself tied up, meaning sooner or later everything's going to be um, in a good stage. It's going to be up over the ground, um, and then I wouldn't have to be worrying about so much plants. I won't have to be worrying about spots that I actually missed. So that's why I actually came, cleaned up, and I still stick to one or two plants where I can get them. I still have one or two spaces which I can put down a few more plants, but I'm gonna actually wait. Okay. So for today in the garden, I have not no big set of work. As I said, the sprinklers are actually doing the job for me. I don't have to put my head here. This one had stopped, I believe, due to it is being blocked. So I'm gonna open it up. I think there is some dirty water inside there also. Yeah. And when I place it back, and if you actually look at this, this is not any flow from an awasa pipe or anything. This flow comes from a gravitational flow. And, well, you all should know my river setting up, but I actually has there. Even this one had stopped due to, as I said, the same process which had happened from the top. Yeah, should be some dirty water in there. And also with the micro sprinklers, there's going to be always some stuff that's going to get stick in the hole. So you're going to have to knock it out. And when you look through and you can see right through it, then you know for sure it's good again. So the micro sprinklers, the reason why I actually use them is because they don't soak the ground. Right? The pressure is not that bad. Stuff is moving so much that there we go. Actually got it some beading for myself, but that's just it. If you're in the garden, you expect all of these things. So it's because me alone that's actually filming today. Um, this is the whole reason why it actually looks like this. So just gonna clear the camera a little. So that's it for you, everyone, today for watching on my channel. I hope my channel brings some success to you. And as I continue going, as I said, I'm going to always give you all a nice tool on how these things are actually producing and projecting. Okay, so when they actually send up the leaves and they catch up from the ground and it starts transforming the place into a very beautiful long-term crop garden, I will make my duty to actually send an update every time I actually see the plant is actually doing better. Okay, so as I was saying before I leave, that's the reason for molding. Okay, when you mold the plants, you get more suckers. Okay, so if you want to start a planting field, banana field, whatsoever, banana family, you want to start a field and you don't have enough plants for the starting, my recommendation to you is do the same process which I actually did here. Mold the plant, give the plant enough water, and you're gonna get enough suckers. Okay, and one reminder. Okay, never harvest, never take off any of the suckers before the tree harvest, okay? So if there is 9 suckers in the stool and you don't have proper staking, the tree is gonna fall, okay? I have did it once and I've lost a very beautiful bunch of plantain. The tree had reached as this height and it fell because I've done that. So my little motivation to you all is, if you're just starting into the farming section, there are things you're gonna learn. Leave it, let it actually show. When it shows and it gives the plant and everything and you cut off, then you can leave back one plant, which is gonna be that plant I'm gonna be leaving back. It's a little bit far from the stool, so it's gonna replace this one, and I'm gonna take out all the rest of suckers, and they're gonna be places that I'm gonna be needing to shove in a few figs to actually crowd the area. So sooner or later in the next 4 5 months, this place is gonna be actually filled. When I said field, filled with figs, plantains, bloggers, not bloggers, sorry, figs and plantains. That's just my main thing, together with dashings. And actually, one more thing I can say is actually the stage in which I'm going to be using my dashing. What I'm going to be doing, as I have them here, getting ready for the intake of growing and catching up. My process is actually, after I rip the dashing, the same day I'm going to rip the dashing from the ground is the same day I'm going to plant back the dashing into the ground. The reason for me doing this is because I can see the production and it can be an easier step for me to actually continue going into farming. Okay, so as I ripped, I root up. The first one I cut off the stalk, they're going to be a hole, so I'm going to put my dashing back there, cover it back one time, and I'm going to leave all my fruits or my production on the ground right where I root them off, and I cut off the heads. I'm going to plant back and leave them right there, and then I'm going to make my last pass collection, collect all my productions, bag them up, get them to the market to sell. So this is the process I'm going to be using, and if you actually have some garden and it's just in waste, my process, my encouragement to you is actually don't actually feel bad or anything about it. Just get a few plantings and just stick there. In no time you're gonna see the place transforming, and by how the plantings looks, how the figs look, it's gonna actually motivate you to actually say, yeah, I think I'm gonna actually continue going. I'm thinking of actually doing that for a very long time. So what gives me the motivation here is the way they are turned out. Okay, they have turned out so enormous, so green, so beautiful. This is what actually give me the motivation to continue doing that stuff. And as I'm continuing going, as I said, I put some melons. They're looking pretty good. They need some watering now, so I've given them some hot sun to dry off because I actually had overwatered them in the first starting. I've seen signs from the root, from the stems, where the water is actually starting to rotten. So I decided to hold up on the water for some time because we had experiencing some street nitrogen, which was some rain. And now we're actually gonna give them the sun. I would have put on the water yesterday, but I decided to let them beat of the sun. And when they do beat of the sun, I'm gonna come and give them the water this morning. And there I am, giving them the water. So actually, if you want to do your business and you want to do farming, you want to do it as a business, you can actually stay tuned to my channel. You can subscribe, you can like, you can share, you can do whatever you want. And I'm going to be coming with new posts. You can actually make in your comment section what do you want me to make videos on for you, so that I can actually bring the farm to you, so that you can have a motivation to actually go into it. Okay, and by then you can see differences. Before I go, let me show you this last one, the last plant. Okay, so this is a planting plant. I believe this is a very good planting tree. Okay, besides all the other planting trees, I find it has a very good structure here. It's a little bit dark here. That tree has a very good structure. feel it's a little bit dark there, but even though this one is also like it, so the stem's gonna come out very thick, very tough, and it's gonna give me a very good plant. Okay. So besides also from my mangoes, which you're seeing on the ground, where I was videoing in some of my videos, I don't really have a problem with the mangoes because they come as organic fertilizing for the soil, and I have actually tested and proved that when I had planted my seasonings, the mango had fell between it, and the rain was actually falling very rapidly, and the mangoes were out there very fast, and that gives my plants a very good natural fertilizer. So I have no problems with the mangoes. All I do, I just clean between the plants, make sure that the grounds look okay, and then I have it actually ready for production. So thank you all for watching on my YouTube channel. I hope to see more young persons getting into farming, more young persons joining into my videos and find encouragement in them and motivation in them for themselves to actually do farming. Okay, so that's it for today, and see you all in the next video.